Welcome back. I'm Tyler, you're watching Scarfing Scarves, and welcome to the 37th installment of Last Week Lolita News. At the top of the segment, Angelic Pretty made a splash in the realm of ridiculous headwear with what looks like the contribution to the royal wedding aesthetic. British sources say the brand is on point, with the hat being both cumbersome and aesthetically confusing, and experts have added that they think it might just be silly enough to get distantly related royals to tromp through a social function like they contribute anything of value to society. It's not known at this time whether you have to write "you tried" on the star itself, or if the sentiment is implied by the sheer nature of this lumpy muffin. Meanwhile, the brand has released photos of their upcoming Halloween releases for those who celebrate fall the very moment the first leaf hits the ground. This reporter has been singing Christmas tunes since the start of July, and it should be noted that the green version of Holy Lantern is now canon via their most recent release of Seriously, Who the Frack Doesn't Own This By Now? Where the Frack Is My Whimsical Vanilla Chan re-release AP, the secondhand market is full of stains and failure. You mother frackers need to stop using your fracking skirts to soak up soy sauce. Napkins are not expensive. And any of you thinking that a few drops of soy sauce doesn't ruin a dress for resale haven't met this foremost example of pedantic pain in the ass that I currently represent. I don't know if you're face planting into your plate, but either way, some of you need a splash shield for the good of the fashion. Rant over. Moving on to things that don't send my blood pressure into the stratosphere, Innocent World was caught in their mother's medicine cabinet last week and unfortunately produced a dress series before their stomach could be pumped to clear a potent mixture of opioids and plaid. The series comes in such colors as what, why, and tolerable if you squint, and it's not clear at this time if the model was aware of the designer's intoxication before she let them convince her to wear this substitute teacher uniform if said teacher was from a school for psychotic exploration of the gaudy and misguided. Turning towards things that won't make my corneas cry out in agony, Royal Princess Alice's latest contribution of Devil's Unicorn is cute enough for me to overlook the fact that it's plastered in crosses. I'm especially digging the bat wings on the unicorn. Seriously though, look at their fracking faces. I don't even care if the border is a clusterfrock of epic proportions. Slap some ponies on it and my dignity can be located in the nearest bin along with whatever self-respect I still possessed. It should also be mentioned that Alice and the Pirates is releasing a Sailor Moon collab to the tune of roughly $700 USD, and Angelic Pretty has found a creative way to charge people for Fairy Marine 2.0. And finally, Letterdoll spelled doom in sales, and everything remains fully in stock except for the hooded Cutso OP for reasons directly related to it being a kawaii poncho. Hoods are the pockets of the head. And as that about wraps up new releases, we turn towards social news with Holy Jesus Christ, did Rufflechet melt down in a way that could be seen from space? I'm aware of what happened that will be discussed in the next video. For now, we turn towards Lolita humor. Specifically with this post, which, for those of you who don't want to read, essentially uses the annoyed bird meme to convey frustration with people who bring up their kinks without provocation in Lolita fashion spaces. The DDLG crowd is high-key guilty of this one in particular, and those of you who don't know what that bastion of pre-version stands for may busy themselves with the video in the links below. I am not about to hash that one out again without enough vodka to stun a horse. Either way, the thread was off to a hopping good start, except not, because not 10 comments down, it gave birth to the following. I will read it to you, because for something this tragic, it has to be done. OP post annoyance with DDLG kinksters bringing up their pre-versions unprompted, and can we stop doing this? This is kink shaming. It's wrong to kink shame anybody. What about the feet people into Lolita? Or the BDSM people into Lolita? The people that piss on each other and are into Lolita? Nobody mentions them. Why? Why not educate people rather than make fun of them? I don't support this type of behavior. It's improper to talk about your kinks in public to anybody, but boy, it's fun watching you guys get riled up. I am Ken M. Now, presuming you're not still stuck on the first question, what the hell did I just say to you, you might be wondering, is this a joke? A quick Google on this Ken M character reveals him to be an infamous internet troll known for humorous comments, and given that the source of this clusterfrack screams their moniker at the end, you might presume it's all in jest. And that might even help you sleep at night. But as much as I'd like to think this comes from a place of satire, I have some concerns. Mainly because their Facebook lights include this group committed to pretending to be a kid for sexual stimulation, and that they defended DDLG and another group by saying, please stop knocking DDLG, we're adults, let's act like it. Apparently missing the cutting irony of asking people to act like adults when they appear to get off on the idea of being a sexy, sexy child. I don't know whether to gag or cry, maybe I'll do a little of both while we watch Lolita humor burn from a distance. Which, as that about wraps up the week, and I'd desperately like to distract myself from anything to do with this raging garbage fire that is the kink community in general, we turn towards last week Lolita News' next special segment. Things I found in the Angelic Pretty tag that should not be in the Angelic Pretty tag. This segment is soon to be inclusive of things I found in the Lolita Fashion tag. Check back later for more abominations. It all started on Instagram. I'd been scrolling through the Angelic Pretty tag to avoid accomplishing anything of merit for at least 5 minutes, and was having some success with the attempt when the pastel parade of AP was suddenly interrupted by what appeared to be some kind of pencil-drawn art. I already knew something was off, but in all the things in the realm of possibility, the following was not on the list. I will read this to you verbatim, for the rabbit hole goes deep. Ahem. I don't know, they're a sweet prince who loves soft things. Don't mistake for girl, they're neither. Normally good boy, doesn't do much, give them plushies and medicines, and they'll sleep like an angel. Very clingy, must leash and drug to prevent self-harm or when left alone. Please give them lots of cuddles while under influence. Easily cries, likes boy nicknames, hates being cold, will sing you songs to sleep, loves baggy clothes and baby doll clothes, indoor voices, they get scared real easy, will bake pastries for you, will call you papa only if trusted and loved, very polite, will learn any language for papa, will speak in English and broken Russian like a toddler, has won many medals in martial arts, too mentally ill to take care of self. Which, at this point, I'm too mentally ill to continue reading, but for those interested, the tags are a nice ride from masochist, hardlim, and smut fluff all the way to angelic pretty and dissociative identity disorder. I'm still stuck on the idea of a crazed Russian age player storming a martial arts match with a hammer and a sickle, and I don't know if we have the proper dosage of sedatives to take them down before someone gets a brutal binkying to the face. Seriously though, I can't explain what you just experienced, but I can say it gets worse. Because someone comments on this, and things go sideways. The commenter invites the artist to look at their Instagram profile, and 1 click later, we are transported to the following. They go by the name Body by Cordoba, and they claim to sell a 100% natural coffee scrub. What does a 100% natural coffee scrub look like in action, you ask? It looks like ants. Thousands of ants. And most importantly, blackface. Full on making puffy lips, blackface. But that's not all. Newsflash for the saps who are still drinking their coffee. You're supposed to be rubbing it on your butt. They call it espresso for a reason. And not to miss out on this apparently multifunctional wonder combo of accidental racism, ant attacks, and rear rubbing, they've even applied it to a dog. I'm not joking. They put coffee on a dog. I don't know what's happening anymore. And as that's all the time we have for tonight, thank you for watching Last Week Lolita News. And be sure to tune in next week when we tackle the tough topics like, was Bunny House raised in a barn? Will that bird ever get to finish his sentence? And is wearing a see-through bra Lolita? The answer is fracking no. Why did you even make me ask this question, Closet of Frills? I thought we had an agreement. Next time on Last Week Lolita News. This has been Tyler. You've been watching Scarfing Scarves. And before you clean off the tepid film of disgust clinging to your skin post hearing most of this installment, you should know that this show is sponsored in part by Lolita Des, a secondhand Lolita and J fashion shop based in Japan with excellent English-speaking staff and an official sponsor of Last Week Lolita News. Lolita Des, when drunken Russian fetishists invade the AP tag, get infiltrated by coffee-peddling butt rubbers, and proceed to combine forces to produce the type of cringe that will take trained chiropractors to get out. Shopping provides distraction, they have brand. Link to their shop below, and to wrap things up with a big fracking bow, I'd like to thank my patrons for managing to get this far into the video without summarily abandoning ship. I'm always surprised when any of you tolerate this many words being forced into a sentence. And should you like to join the ranks of those with an attention span of a saint, have nothing better to do with your existence, and or feel that this roller coaster ride of horrors provides sufficient distraction from whatever freak show your day-to-day happens to be, you can head over to patreon.com/lastweeklolitanews for more content that is a substantial proof for this reporter's lack of quality as a person. Thanks again, guys, and I'll catch you next time on Last Week Lolita News. Which, for those of you who don't want to read, essentially uses the annoyed burb. Damn memes. Fuck. Mainly because their Facebook lights, camera, fractions, hard lemon. I thought that said handle mom. I'm like, what the fuck is handle mom? I don't want to know. Something to do with bike handles and MILFs. Fuck, I haven't slept in like 48 hours. We got this. Sleep deprivation can't stop me.